What up, what up, what up? We back. Got an interesting topic that I want to take a look into. This whole controversy around Scoop, the league owner of Streets Talk Entertainment, I believe, as well as the battle, the tournament battle that had $10,000 on the line between Loso and Cino Savvy, two talented brothers. Shout out to them. So from what I'm hearing, there was $10,000 on the line for that battle. T-Top was to put up 5,000 of that, and I believe the league owner Scoop from Streets Talk Entertainment was to put up the other 5,000. The other 5,000 didn't come. Now we got controversy. You got Loso doing interviews. You got Cino Savvy doing interviews. You got bloggers speaking out. I'm gonna pull up a clip from Chris Unbiased, somebody who, when he's talking, he pretty much is a representation of T-Top in this particular situation because they're very tapped in. They have a lot of conversations about what's going on behind the scenes. T-Top gives Chris information. If Chris speaks on a T-Top battle, a T-Top event, or T-Top business, you could pretty much almost assume as if it's coming from T-Top indirectly, okay? And I'm going to listen to a clip also from Scoop on Restore Order. And then at that point, I feel like I'm going to be up to speed. All right. I got a second topic that we're going to do about reschedules. I'm not going to cut too deep with it, but I'm going to talk about some of the impact of it. Are the topics going to be related? Well, if this first one has to do with bad business, then I guess you could say so. If not, then they're totally separate. You could just call them cousins, maybe. I don't know. It is what it is. And when we're done with all this, y'all make sure y'all head over to the Sorry It's True Clips channel. The link is in the description of every video that we post, our second channel. I'm going to do a 6ix9ine and a Young Thug topic over there that we got to touch on. It is what it is. But all right, let's get to this whole tournament money, 5,000, 10,000 situation. I want to come up to speed. All right. I'm going to start off with the clip from Chris Unbiased. Let's see what he's saying.
Let me tell you something. Glad to talk with T-Top. T-Top tells me he was going to do a $5,000 tournament, bro. He said he talked to Scoop, and Scoop was like, oh, no, we can just make it 10,000. I'll just add another 5,000 to the pot. The nigga adds another 5,000 to the pot. It turns into a $10,000 pot. People are entering the tournament. It's multiple people in the tournament brackets. $10,000 pot. Loso and Cino Savvy battle, what, a week or so ago, a week and a half ago, they battle. Loso wins. There was a little discrepancy.
I just want to throw something right there as far as the conversations. Now, if T-Top is launching this tournament, or if it's part of his movement or his event, or however that comes about, or if it goes into the public like that, I don't want to focus on that. If you say somebody else came in with an agreement and they're putting up $5,000, they're going to have a discrepancy if $5,000 is missing. But what are the battlers signing? What's the battlers signing that are joining the tournament? If they are signing a contract that like says Scoop and T-Top, then if I'm a battler, if I'm in that tournament and if I'm missing money, then I'm going at both of these guys. I really care about what the artist knows, because here's the thing. The artists don't always know where the money is coming from, nor should they care. The artists don't care if some sponsor is secretly sponsoring a battle. They're going to sign the contract, like let's say with T-Top. If Frank is behind one of these battles, and I know Frank is a little bit more, it's not the best example because he does speak with the artist and he is a little bit more visible and he talks in spaces and publicly known as far as the battles that he's behind. But the point that I'm really making is there's a lot of battles that are sponsored secretly. You had somebody quietly involved, and I think you know what? I don't want to put people's business out there. But the battle rapper and the league owner or the promoter or the platform's agreement, that's who you're bound to, is the point. All right. So if that battle rapper's contract says T-Top's league, straight drop, for example, right? $10,000 tournament. Unfortunately, and I don't know where this is going to go as we watch more of this content, but unfortunately, you know what that means? If I win the tournament for $10,000, whether I'm Cino Savvy or Loso, T-Top is on the line. He's on the hook for giving me my $10,000. And then T-Top has to be the one to go get his $5,000 from Scoop if Scoop allegedly is behind the scenes breaking an agreement between those two guys. All right. So I just want to throw that out there real quick.
Discrepancy over a recycle bar, but I don't think it's enough for Loso not to win his money. And if you feel like Loso shouldn't win his money, then just get the money to Cino Savvy.
Loso, you gotta tell me, how's that Christian? One line you coming out the water clean, the next line the gas spitting.
What you mean, how's that Christian? Don't we usually grab the nose right before the baptism? Yeah. Hey, what's up with this one? Hey, what's up with this one? Saying how is that Christian? One line I'm coming out the water clean, the next line the gas spitting. What you mean, how is that Christian? Don't we usually hold the nose right before the baptism?
The thing you can't do is think you're not gonna pay though. So
Chris says right there, the thing you're not going to do is think you're not going to pay, though. Let's expound on that for a second. Ooh, damn, y'all just threw me a curveball in another topic. All right. So if I'm Loso could write, right? But we don't know his circumstances. We don't know how fast he prepped for the tournament. Tournaments happen pretty fast, right? Back to back to back to back to back. You got to keep up with things. There's people that don't even get into tournaments because they know you got to prepare too fast and they're not fast prep people. Either way, recycling or reusing of a bar is extremely frowned upon in battle rap. We want everything to be unique, clean material every time out. Hell, my contracts even say that. So yes, he recycled that bar right there. Now, if you're Cino Savvy, you do have the right to consider that cheating. You do. Come on, y'all. Let's be real. Like any battler in that, it's not about just Cino Savvy and Loso. Any battle rapper in that situation, the internet is the internet. And I'm very surprised for Loso to do that because it's not like even like a mixtape or like something that's on a song that he thinks people will never find or something like that. It's actually in a YouTube battle. Him versus A-Ward right there. That's footage that's in a battle that's already released. So that's a little bold, Loso. I'm keeping it 1,000. That's a little bold. That's a little bold. The internet is the internet. They're going to go find it. They're going to go find old tweets, old clips, old bars, old mixtapes. It happened a million times. So I'm very, very surprised that Loso seen that happen to a million people and still did that. Is it that bad? It's not really up to me or the fans to weigh in and try to, in that particular case, if it was one bar. Here's the thing, though, because I don't see no savvy, or if I'm on his side, or if I'm in his shoes, me saying that could feel away. Because think about it like this: what if that lands against Cino Savvy as like one of the haymakers that pushes the votes towards that round going to Loso? Because you see the crowd reaction, that bar hit versus Cino Savvy. So that is cheating. I don't know what else to call it. Like, I'm trying to be politically correct here. I don't know what else to call it. Is that a disqualification? Well, if it's a disqualification, then we wouldn't even be talking about the first $5,000, right? We wouldn't even be talking about T-Top's $5,000. So that right there answers the question. You guys are saying that Loso won by even half the money going his direction. So if half the money goes his direction, then you might as well pay him the other half. There was already a decision that he won the tournament then. Or did he get his $5,000 and then the recycled bar was revealed? So does it get sticky? I don't know. What I would do, maybe, especially if you already got his money before or after the bar was revealed, if I'm Scoop, I got to stand on my shit. I pay the $5,000. Maybe Loso, maybe you owe me a battle or something like that, or a discounted battle. I don't know. That has to be said then. And we're going to get the Scoop's clip. I'm going to see if he's telling us how he feels about the recycled bar. But let's finish this clip first.
So Verb is in spaces saying T-Top scamming niggas. T-Top didn't pay Loso. T-Top
that don't matter.
When that's not really true. T-Top has paid Loso his $5,000. The other $5,000 is supposed to come from Scoop. And Scoop, you tell T-Top that you will give him $5,000 to the tournament a week before the tournament. This is before the recycled bar, before the winner, before anything. You tell T-Top leading up to the event, you're not going to be able to pay niggas until May. And you didn't even give him a date.
That's semi asking my question a little bit. But wait, that might put T-Top on the line for something too. If Scoop tells T-Top a week before the battle that he's already in agreement in, like, yo, I'm going to put 5 on the table. Like, yo, I just want to let you know, T-Top, I'm not going to have this 5 that I'm on the hook for until May. That almost still goes towards what I was saying about what's the battle rapper's contract? What's the battle rapper's agreement? Who's the battle rapper supposed to be getting paid from? Right? Because it could become a situation that is just between Scoop and T-Top. Doesn't sound like Scoop is talking to the battle rappers here. And I don't believe that he's contracted with the battle rappers. If this is a T-Top owned tournament or conducted or promoted tournament, and the understanding is that my contract is with T-Top's league, then that does muddy the water a little bit. It does. So you tell him the money ain't going to be available till May, then it's not even May yet right now. So even him having the $5,000, like let's say Loso, is an understanding between T-Top and Scoop behind the scenes prior to the winner and prior to the recycled ball coming out. That's a little bit of a curveball, Chris. It's a little bit of a curveball. And this is why I say the onus might be on whoever the battle rappers agreement is in the tournament. That's who's supposed to pay them. And then maybe Scoop and T-Top got to figure out whatever they got to figure out. Two issues it sounds like they have. One, you being already knowledgeable a week before the event. I'm not going to have my portion of the money until May. Now, that's a whole nother issue. I would have a problem with you because you're telling me this the week before. You damn near put me on the hook next week to come up with your $5,000. But that's between us. That doesn't involve the battle rapper. And then number two, this whole thing about the recycled ball. Right? But that's once again between us. So far, you know what I'm saying? The battle rapper should have nothing. Cino Savvy or Loso should have nothing to do with these discrepancies so far. It's not between them so far.
Said sometime in May, you're not gonna be able to pay niggas until May, bro. How the fuck are you gonna voluntarily enter into a tournament? T-Top said he never asked you to be a part of this tournament. He said you doing what you typically do, clout chase. You be on restore order, which your name is TBL Scoop. You're not even working for TBL, bro. You sponsor one battle over there and you think you TBL. You not TBL, you street talk, and you be clout chasing off TBL, clout chasing off other niggas shit. Then you want to get with T-Top event because the event on paper looks good. You want to add to the tournament, but you don't got the bread. And then you're going to go a week into the tournament, a week before the tournament, and tell niggas that you can't pay until sometime in May. Bro, the tournament was April 4th. The tournament is April 4th. You trying to pay a month later. And you got niggas thinking T-Top ain't paying niggas, bro. When Loso don't got his bread, it's making it seem like T-Top is a nigga that hasn't paid Loso his money. So while T-Top's getting beat over the head on the Verb shit, beat over the head, well, not really the Verb shit, but beat over the head on the event, beat over the head over like no shows and pay-per-view and audio and all these kind of issues. Here you come with Verb carrying a narrative that T-Top is owing Loso money. It's really you owing him money. You owing him money, bro. And I'm trying to figure out, if you're not part of the event and you volunteer to be part of the event, why the hell are you not paying him his money? And to make matters worse, I look up and you doing another event. You booking Ill Will, JC, a whole bunch of other niggas in May. How the fuck are you booking niggas in May and you ain't even paid Loso his $5,000? Like, y'all niggas be killing me, bro. You another problem. What's wrong with the culture? Y'all niggas get way too ahead of yourself. You trying to run Street Talk Entertainment and you don't have no fucking money, bro.
So battle rappers and Scoop, that's something that y'all need to be on the same page about. I don't know enough about Street Talk Entertainment, to be honest. And I don't know if I've had conversations with Scoop in the past. I'm a little bit out of the loop there. That's on me. But if this is a financial reason, availability reason why this $5,000 is not coming to the table and you have a card coming up, then the battlers that's on this upcoming card, and this isn't about, I'm not trying to get at Scoop here. I don't know him. You know what I'm saying? But they should be very, very keen to stuff like this. Battle rappers pay attention to how the leagues are financed, as they should. They want to know if they're going to get their money at the end of the night. You know, they're going to walk into the building and they're going to have a certain expectation once they get off the stage. That's the agreement. So if you are not a finance platform, you know, something like $5,000, if that becomes backbreaking, and I'm not saying that that's the case, but that's what's being implied here throughout some of these conversations, then how are you financed to take care of some of these other battle rappers? Because I'll tell y'all this, these pay-per-views and these VODs ain't cutting it these fucking days. And small promoted cards are going under the radar. They ain't selling shit. And then y'all are telling me that everybody's dying under bootlegs. So I don't know the rest of this card that he's got coming up, but you know, everybody now should be very transparent. You know, the battlers and the league, to make sure that there's no fallout after this card happens. You know, you don't want somebody like Ill Will coming out publicly and saying, man, I'm having a great year, and then I get to this particular platform and they don't got my money. You don't want that, especially coming out of this Loso situation, because at that point you're done. You got back-to-back situations, and then that would compound. If there's any gray area about this Loso and Cino Savvy situation, if battlers on this upcoming card don't get paid, everybody then is going to have their mind made up about what really happened in this tournament situation over the $5,000. I'm just listening to what Chris is saying. Once again, knowing that Chris is coming to this video here with all information directly from T-Top. This is almost like T-Top talking to me. So
If you can't pay Loso $5,000 until May, you ain't got no money. So if you ain't got no money, why you trying to throw an event? Why you even in battle rap? Like why you doing all this? Because you latching on to niggas, you got niggas, and then Loso is another thing. Loso.
Well, I'm not saying T-Top saying that part, but
So says you've been paying him late. Even when he was booked on your platform, you've been paying him late. He say I've been showing Scoop grace, and I feel like you using. If I'm keeping it real, I feel like you're using this doggone recycle bar thing to not pay. Now you're trying to act like he almost disqualified himself.
We see that in both directions, right? Motherfuckers got all different types of excuses not to show up and do battles, not to get their full payment or whatever. Shata, I should have listened to you, man. I still can. Shata always said, based on how battle rap is, he said we should do a final event. It should be like $1 million card, and we should run off with everybody's back ends and keep the pay-per-view and the door money and everything. And say, finally, we did it to y'all. And then I'm the bad guy, right? After y'all did it to me for 15 fucking years, fuck y'all, eat a dick. Like, damn. Nah, but all jokes aside, like this piece here of Chris saying that from Loso saying, I've been giving you grace, you've been not paying on time, etc. No, that swings both ways. You know, if I'm a battle rapper and I know a league owner, and I don't know this to be true, Scoops could speak for himself here, but if I'm a battle rapper and I know I've done business with a particular platform or league owner in the past, and they don't be having my money, they don't be having my money on time. If I go back into business again and some bullshit happens with my money, the fuck do I expect? Like, should I expect something different? Should I be shocked now at this point? You know what I'm saying? It's like same reverse with me. Fuck yeah, I'll tap myself on the back. Imagine a battle rapper coming to me at the end of the night and saying, yo, what's up? And I'm like, yo, I need to wait until July. I don't got your bread. They be like, what? Hey, that don't make no fucking sense. Like, we never heard that before. So, you know, there is some accountability there of who you decide to work with once you're armed with certain type of knowledge. But at the same time, that doesn't negate the fact that business is still business, agreements are still agreements, and people give grace. You fucked up then, hopefully you won't fuck up now. You fucked up again. You know, like, it is what it is.
For the whole recycle bar, like you trying to get out of paying. So you gonna get the money to Cino Savvy? Are you gonna get the money to Cino Savvy? Like, come in here, see, shit work. Are you gonna get the money to Cino Savvy? You probably not gonna get the money to Cino Savvy either. You do not get a chance to wiggle out of giving niggas they $10,000 simply because of a recycle bar. You got to get a $5,000 to somebody. You either gonna give it to Loso, split it, let them do $250 a piece, or give all the money to Cino Savvy.
That I agree with. I'm gonna get into a Scoop clip. The reason why I agree with that is because, yeah, I don't know Scoop. I'm not saying Scoop. But absolutely, we see a million times over people finding excuses to not do certain things that they have obligations to. So if it's not about the $5,000 being available, which we already know it is, because we're also reporting here that Scoop tells T-Top a week before the event, my 5 is going to be available in May. That's a little, but that's between them two league owners, right? But if it's not about the $5,000 being financially available, right, then you have to really stand on that recycled bar breaking the tournament winner. And if you don't, then yes, you have 3 options. Give the $5,000 to Loso, say, no, you're disqualified, give the $5,000 to Cino Savvy. Actually, I have 4 options. The third option would be split in half, give 25 and 25. Or behind the scenes, because of how you feel about that bar, if that's really genuine, you still got to negotiate something. You got to come off of something. If he's going to be deemed the winner, he's deemed the fucking winner. If he got the other $5,000, then what are we doing here? Give him 2,000 of the 5 or negotiate, you know, like have some type of conversation. Like, yo, I really, really feel like that recycle bar taints the tournament, taints the performance, taints my credibility as sponsoring it. Whatever your real genuine reasons are, present that and then work that out. Look, man, of the 5, because you had the recycle bar, I'm gonna give you 2, and then last time I booked you booked for 3,000. I'm gonna book you for the other 3. You know, or we're gonna use the other 3 there. Or I don't know, work something, be creative, so that both the battle rapper and the league owner don't feel like there's like some bullshit or some trying to run off shit that's going on. The recycle bar thing, yeah, it becomes a topic, but there's enough going on to make people feel like, yo, this feels like it's being used. you know? So that's for them to figure out. All right, let's go to Scoop real quick. I see a clip of him on Restore Order. Once again, shout out to Battle Rap Dose. You're able to let me stay in ESPN mode when I can't catch all these interviews. Just let me catch some of my highlights.
So my thing is, if you saying that, all I'm asking is, regardless from you and T-Top's agreement, did you say whoever wins the tournament, you're putting up the other half of the 10,000? Did you say that?
We had an agreement for that for something else though. It's not like you're trying to say it black.
No, I'm asking, did you say that? I'm just asking a yes or no question. Did you say that?
It's not like that though, because we had a specific agreement for like, you know, which T-Top's fully aware of.
I understand that, but I'm just asking yes or no. Did you say that? Yes or no?
In a capacity for something, yes, that wasn't provided, yes, right?
Okay, so now my thing is,
in a capacity for something that wasn't provided. Now, that definitely sounds like, you know, you showed up and you choked all 3 rounds. You ain't get my $5,000 neither, probably, to be honest. Or you did, or you freestyled all 3 rounds. But I happen to have stuff like that in my contract. I've learned over the years. But if it's about the recycle bar, the one recycle bar, you gotta say that then. And then you're gonna deal with people's perception of that. Is that what he's saying right here? So many words. The recycle bar is not giving me what I agreed to. Is that what it is? Are you on the agreement? Did you have the agreement with the battle rappers? Is it Street Talk Entertainment on the contract? Are they aware of the non-recycling? The whole culture is supposed to be aware of shit like that. I'm just saying, like, some gray area is being created here by Scoop and Restore Order. And I see why this is getting controversial. I do.
So it's really nothing.
Right. But I asked you to pull up, and my stairs is fucked up. I need you to fix my stairs. You pull up, you put one stair on, and you ask for the rest of your bread. Like, are you gonna say, like,
I don't know if I agree with that analogy if we're talking about the recycle bar. Because that's what I'm saying. Like, if I pay you for 3 exclusive, unique performed rounds, and you show up with 1 round, or you show up with mixtape bars, or you freestyle for 3 rounds, that's right. That's not the agreement. So that's, to me, equivalent to, you're supposed to be here to build my stairs and you only put 1 stair on. That's not the same as somebody performing 3 rounds, building 10 stairs, and the bottom stair being loose, or the bottom stair coming off. Because that I'm supposed to come back and just, because the rest of the stairs are done. 95%. If 95% of the job is done, you see what I'm saying? What courts are giving people full? It just doesn't work like that. Like I've been a homeowner since I was like 19 years old. Like, you know how many things have not been done up to 100%? If you do 5% of the job, refund time, get the fuck on. If you do 95% of the job and there's an issue that I have with the remaining 5%, how do you guys handle that? You don't say tear all the stairs down. I'm bringing somebody else in to redo the 95% that was good. That's not what happens. So that's a shitty analogy, Scoop. Like, I don't know, buddy.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Or are you gonna be like,
with that analogy, you're trying to say that Loso didn't fulfill his end of the bargain for you to pay the 5,000?
He's saying he fulfilled like 95% of it.
Because you're giving analogies an example like that's the case.
As opposed to his,
because my relationship with this battle isn't with Loso, it's with Straight Drop. Like, can you understand that part? Like,
that answers my question then. I don't know if Scoop and T-Top need to understand then, so that there's a 5th option. Scoop, give the 5,000 to T-Top. That's what I meant earlier about the battlers have nothing to do with these silent or secret or 3rd party or 4th party sponsors, or they have nothing to do with that. I'm performing with a particular entity, contract, and platform. Well, that should be the understanding and what you're signing, unless you sign 2 different contracts or the contract has 2 different entities within it. It doesn't. When Gerald McCoy sponsored Arsenal versus B Magic on Max Out 3, Gerald McCoy is not in the contract. I'm responsible for you getting that money. And if Gerald McCoy doesn't pay those back ends, I'm going to pay it to Arsenal and B Magic. And then I got to be the one to go deal with Gerald McCoy. That's how it's supposed to go in real business. So if your agreement, he just answered our question from the first clip. You're not in anything with the battlers. It's between you and Straight Drop. So then what is y'all understanding then? Because if T-Top pays it and you don't, the battlers should have nothing to do with this.
Like we're two business entities. So like I know you thinking T-Top Scoop, like, but like we have real businesses where we have to like when I send out money, it has to be to Straight Drop. It's not even gonna be sent to, you see what I'm trying to say?
Yo, the chat is frying you,
I mean, I'm just being real. That's how it goes. This ain't
with the chat. You're going in circles because if you said that regardless of the agreement that you
had, where you at, man? I'm lost. I came in the middle of the conversation.
Regardless of the agreement that you made with T-Top, you still voiced that you're gonna put up the other half of the whoever wins the tournament. So you involved yourself in the straight drop situation. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like if once you involve yourself in that, you have to fulfill that.
Because they're actually relying on you now because they're taking 5,000
right.
away to do something else.
So now being that you voiced that, and I'm asking you if he got all his money, and you say you don't know, that's questionable.
No, it's not.
Yeah, because it's basically saying like, did you pay them? Yeah, you paid them.
It's very simple. It's very simple. Like the money that gets sent out to the winner of a Straight Drop tournament will be coming from Straight Drop, not from Street.
But
it's real. So if you go to a URL battle, it doesn't matter if whoever's paying, they're gonna pay you all. You're gonna get that payment straight from URL. Like you see.
So did you pay Straight Drop to pay him?
Yeah. Me and Straight Drop. We're having a dispute, you know, and it happens a lot. It's not like this the only time where people have disputes and shit behind the scenes. Like we having a dispute, so like you know
what is the dispute?
The dispute is like I just was promised certain things with the battles, you know, with the tournament that I just wasn't that wasn't fulfilled.
So your 5,000.
I wasn't ready for that. Scoop just 1,000% alluded to other things outside of this, what I was always assuming, the recycled ball. He said there's other things with the battles. So is he assuming that he was going to get the footage or something? He just opened it up to a different can of worms, y'all.
1,000 that you supposed to give to them was based on them fulfilling another part of the deal. Correct. That's what you're trying to say?
Correct.
And they didn't fulfill that.
Facts.
So that's why you didn't give the money.
That's why.
He said facts. He said they didn't fulfill. He's saying his discrepancy is with Straight Drop, and they didn't fulfill. So now we know for sure from what Scoop is saying, this definitely doesn't have anything to do with Loso and Cino Savvy. And that's why I was saying earlier, like, well, the artist agreement ain't with Scoop. So then why didn't you get the money to T-Top? You know, or T-Top's got to be on the hook for paying it, and then y'all figure out y'all issue. And that's still the case here. Because if there's a discrepancy involving other stuff within the event, back behind the scenes shit, footage or whatever he's alluding to here, once again, that's between Scoop and T-Top, which means that if there's an established winner to the tournament, that winner gets their fucking money and let these other two niggas that I got nothing to do with fight behind the scenes. $5,000, $10,000 total should still be in the hands of the winner of the tournament, unless somebody is standing up and saying the recycle bar is the reason why there's no winner to the tournament. If that is not the case, Loso's supposed to be walking around with $10,000 in his pocket right now, and whatever issues Scoop and T-Top have is between them. This is something totally different. Now he's opening it up.
Fulfill. What were they supposed to fulfill that they didn't fulfill?
I was supposed to be.
This is Straight Drop, not Loso.
This is Straight Drop. This is
so what was Straight Drop supposed to fulfill that they didn't fulfill?
We were supposed to run events together. You know, I asked for T-Top to have the event at a certain date. He didn't want to have it at this certain date. So I ended up having an event that ended up being on the same day of his event that we both couldn't change the days once they were locked in. I'm not even 100% sure how because mine was locked in for a certain, like, this is
people, is this going to get worse and worse? Like, what about watching? Y'all know I do first time watches for y'all. This is how you know. What the fuck is going on now? Now we're talking about event dates. What the? Yeah, get Loso his money. But what? $5,000 to back a tournament doesn't buy you when my date lands, and now he's saying he was supposed to be involved in the date or the event, or what? Is that why Chris is possibly getting word behind the scenes that they feel like homie a clout chaser? And once again, I don't know Scoop. So I'm not saying that. I'm just putting these pieces together and trying to rationalize all of this shit. What? Now we talking about the event date? What's that have to do with? So Scoop is now saying the $5,000 wasn't just tied to Loso. It's also tied to me being a part of the event and the date and all this and all. But why would it be? If that's the case, shouldn't I be hearing a different number? Shouldn't it be like, yo, I'm giving you 10. 10 is so that we collaborate and I get some footage and I get some promo and all this. But of the 10, 5 of that goes to Loso. Like, this is getting weird. The fuck?
My time when I lock in a venue, like this is my time for my event, like, you know what I'm saying? So I gotta
say y'all both couldn't change the date. He couldn't change the date either. Like that was an issue.
I did reach out.
Does he feel like he's missing money now because their dates ended up on the same day? So the 5 that I was supposed to be giving you that was associated with the tournament, I'm keeping that because it's 5 that I think I anticipated getting out of my event, but I think some of that money didn't come to me because of our dates. That's still hypotheticals. This shit is starting to look a little janky, Scoop. Respectfully, I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? I'm just interpreting these clips, and if you're going on Restore Order to explain these business situations to the public, I'm of the public. I don't like when people overdo it because I'm ARP or Rare Breed Entertainment or whatever. I'm just here looking at a situation and providing my takes. All right. This is a public situation. Don't nobody get mad at me. I don't owe nobody a fucking dime. But this shit look weird. No matter who's sitting in this seat on Restore Order, Scoop or anybody. This look weird.
Out and ask him to move it back.
But if he couldn't, then what?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, what
The same way you couldn't change
your
your date, he couldn't change his.
What does that have to do with the tournament, though?
But so now, like we're putting money in this. This isn't just like one event. Y'all gotta understand. This is multiple events that we're putting together. So we put in a lot of money towards this event. It's not like just even that much money. Like, so like just to be honest, like I gotta be real about what we're doing and how we're spending and what kind of agreements that we're doing when we're agreeing to things. Like I gotta be honest about it. I can't be just naive and not take my own side because it's like I gotta take in the interest of my life and stuff too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
so let me ask a question.
My business.
I wanna cut you off. My fault. Did you speak with T-Top? Did y'all have a chat about this? I'm talking about after, like recently, after everything.
Before, after, during, yeah.
And what's the resolution to it?
He understands.
Is there a resolution to it?
Yeah, there's a resolution.
So who's paying?
I mean, he's
There's
gonna
no resolution. You don't even know.
I'm lost. Let him answer. This is his.
Let him answer.
I'm lost again, Scoop. You got me fucked up, Scoop. I'm lost.
I'm trying to catch y'all up. This is straight drops tournament. You feel what I'm trying to say? This isn't street talk or any. This is straight drops tournament. So
all right, real quick. I don't mean to cut your wisdom.
Anything that happens will be from.
I see what's with.
Let him answer.
I don't want to cut your wisdom, but this is where you went wrong. Stop involving yourself in other shit. Worry about your own league, huh? I understand you want to branch out and venture and shit like that, but no,
man, you're right.
You discombobulate yourself. Like you need to focus on your league. Let straight chop focus on straight chop. Street talk focus on street talk, my nigga.
Yo,
that's it.
Wolf,
because you involving yourself in other shit. You don't know if you want to be a sponsor, an investor. You're not looking like a league owner, my nigga.
No,
you're looking like a sponsor or an investor. You know what I'm saying? So you got to focus on your shit solely. Because now, look, it's miscommunication. It's all types of shit because you're involved with this. You're involved with that. Focus on your shit, B, because now it's all of this.
Nah, I 100%.
All right, shout out to Restore Order. I don't know if in this interview, everybody go over there and check it out. Shout out to Restore Order. Shout out to IP. Shout out to Sway. Shout out to 50 Miss Fane. Shout out to Uncle Ra. I don't know if there's a piece of the take in there where he answered that question. Y'all just cut him off. I wanted to hear that fucking answer right there. But of what's the discrepancy and what's the resolution right now, and then y'all cut him off, and Ike starts giving him advice. Like, like the fuck? Anyway, I ain't gonna belabor it. This shit, it don't look good for the streets talk side. It don't look good. There is a piece on T Top's side. Shout out to T Top, which is he did say what I was assuming. Battle rappers ain't got nothing to do with Scoop or street talk. You know, so this is how you take L's. It sucks. It sucks, but this is how you also maintain your business credibility because shit roll downhill and bosses take losses. That's how this world goes. You know what I'm saying? If I pull up on an RBE event and I'm into $100,000 out of my own pocket, and Lawrence got 20,000 in, Ant got 20,000 in, Dr. Guy got 20,000 in. If those three guys disappear, the contracts that are signed with Rare Breed Entertainment, and all the negotiations and the business dealings and everything was done with me, which means that if Dr. God, Ant, and Lawrence, who have $60,000 in total in for a total of $160, right? And let's say that's supposed to be covering the back end. So let's just say hypothetically, they disappear. Why is ill will in front of me and I'm able to tell him, yo, man, I know I owe you $10,000. I already put 100 in. I need you to give a fuck about that. My 100 was involved in your deposits. That's how I was able to get you and your opponent locked in. But Ant and Lawrence and fucking Dr. God, they disappeared on me. You know what I'm saying? And that was supposed to cover your back end. Will's supposed to look at me and say, what the I don't talk to Lawrence, Dr. God, and Ant. I don't know them niggas, ARP. I shake their hand when I see them here. I show them love when I see them at RBE. I do all my dealings with you, and their names ain't even on my contract. As a matter of fact, my contract says Rare Breed Entertainment, which means that it could have been fucking Winged or Shata. Money. I don't give a fuck. Rare Breed Entertainment as a whole, and you as the owner and the face and the person that I did the deal with and the agreement with and the virtual handshake and the contract signing with and the negotiation with, you're the one that's supposed to pay me my back end right now after I completed my side of the agreement. And I say that to say respectfully, T-Top, my guy. But if this is all promoted and owned or whatever ran by Straight Drop, he's got to give the winner of the tournament that total amount, and then he's got to go to Scoop to get his money back. That's how that's supposed to go. Bosses take losses when you deal with people. So what's supposed to happen with T-Top, like let's say Scoop is on fuck shit. I take this L. I get put in this tough spot right now. I pay that $5,000 to cover him because he flaked, allegedly, and I never deal with Scoop again. That's how that goes. Now, as far as Scoop, once again, I don't know if there's more pieces to that interview that is extremely relevant that I'm missing outside of the clip. But it don't look good, though, Scoop. It don't look good because there's also a piece there of you saying, allegedly, to T-Top the week before, I'm not going to have your money till May. I'm sorry, but like people be naive when they don't put these pieces together. You know what I'm saying? It's like a battle that's supposed to happen on Saturday, but the Saturday prior, the battle rapper starts tweeting, my foot hurts. And then the Monday prior, he tweets, I got a bad headache. Then that Wednesday, he tweets, damn, I just got a bad phone call. Like, I just like, you're putting it to, it's because the following Saturday, you know, so it's very ironic, and it'd be coincidence as fuck to have a call that says the week before, I'm not going to have the money. Now, at least you said that. At least you did. But it's very coincidence to have that communication with T-Top the week before. And then while we're all out here arguing over Loso's recycled bar, that's not what I'm hearing from Scoop in that clip. I'm hearing about 10 stairs, but the last stair. So I'm putting that to the side. I'm not going for that. I already gave y'all my crib owning analogy for that, right? And then I'm hearing about things between him and Straight Drop that wasn't done and event dates and whatnot. This has nothing to do with the tournament battle rappers. Get them niggas they fucking money. All right. Oh, we're running longer than I wanted to run. You know what? I'm going to save this topic for tomorrow, the reschedules. I'll save it for tomorrow because we're about 45 minutes in. So hopefully y'all enjoyed some of the commentary and the takes from this particular situation. I say this all respectfully. T-Top, the homie. I fuck with T-Top. I don't know Scoop. Respect to him as well on his platform, his movement. I wish him luck too. You know what I'm saying? But this situation is making headlines. I decided to weigh in on it. I hope that y'all know my podcasting and blogging side, not just from ever since Max Out 3, but how about ever since y'all met me 13, 14, 15 years ago. And I don't even know I'm giving a fucking disclaimer. I'll talk about what the fuck I want to talk about, and I'm being respectful to y'all niggas. You know what I'm saying? So fuck a disclaimer. It's the topic I want to talk about today. How about that? Shout out to everybody though. Okay. Salute.
Don't confuse silence with work ethic. I'm a boss making decisions, my first fetish. The verse cherished is perfect, that's a reverse blemish. I dropped it, connected the block, learn Tetris.
One of the toughest characters ever to bulldog his way
Welcome to the house
into
of. Shout out to them.
Without my nation, don't got a gun.